Kalabra dynasty is a very short-lived ruling Rose of Kings kingdom, which was ruling most of the southern part of Tamil Nadu, which we are living in Tamil Nadu, the southern part of the region who speaks majority Tamil. So they ruled from 3rd to 6th century. Theirs is considered to be a dark age of Tamils. Why and how we are going to see in this episode. Basically, they are called as Kalapars, Kallars, Mutharayars. There are lots and lots of names for them. So I don't know why this name for a king or a group of kings. Kallar in generally in Tamil means one who steals. I don't know why they kept this. So they invaded southern India, southern Indian peninsula, including Ceylon, and ruled it over for about 300 years. So between 3rd to 6th century. So it is also speculated that a warrior race causing havoc all over the southern part of Tamil Nadu or southern India. So they terrorized several regions until the beginning of 7th century when a Pandya king, a prince, took over and defeated Kalabras. Unlike many kings who love to leave the monuments, who love to leave many beautiful buildings to say and to talk beautiful things about his king and his kingdom, Kalabras didn't leave anything. Or did they leave anything, but some people hide it, or historians hide it, what they were actually. We don't know anything, but we don't have currently any monuments, structures, architectures, building which is speaking about Kalabras. There is nothing now. And yes, they strongly believed in Buddhism and Jainism. So some Buddhist and Jainism literature, Jain literature, they are mentioning some facts about Kalabra dynasty. Even if you fail to hear my last episode, which is about Pumbuhar, Kaveri Pumbattanam, the lost city of Cholas, I have mentioned a Buddha literaturist speaking about Kaveri Pumbattanam, also spoke about Kalabra dynasty. Please do go and listen if you haven't listened to my previous episode. So anyways, identification, particularly how they lived, it is just said that the ruling wasn't good, that's it. But why, how, what are those identification process, no one knows. And one of the sources say that they are particularly anti-Brahminic people who opposes the ideology and way of living of Brahmins. And they also say that these 300 years are the anti-Brahminic age, and that's why they are calling it as a dark age. Because here I want to say something. In those days, like Chera Chola Pandyas, Brahmins hold a specific position in all of the political events. They hold, if there is a temple, so the priest will be there, and there are lots and lots of priests, and for each and every setup they only appoint Brahmins. They feel that they only knows all the Vedas, and that's a true in some percentage, but still they hold many important positions in the society. So when I think these Kalabras were against this, for example, king giving lots and lots of land as a donation, and some people have to pay taxes to the Brahmins. I don't know how far this is true. We have to pay tax to the Brahmins, we have to pay tax to the king for the land, that I have heard. But some sources are saying that people have given taxes to the Brahmins. Some due to caste differentiation, Brahmins don't allow certain people inside the temple, and these Kalabras were against such things, such ideologies, which is, I think, good to some extent, but I don't know what they did beyond that extent, so that's not in our topic. But yes, this was considered to be, I think this was considered to be anti-Brahminic age, because they weren't good terms with Brahmins, and that's why in Brahmin literature there isn't a single word describing or mentioning Kalabra dynasty. There is complete hiding. They don't want these people to become a part of history, and that's why they are calling it a dark age of Tamil. Their history was completely wiped out. But some, if you still want to read, I was interested in Kalabra dynasty for so many months, and I could very much, meaning 10 to 15% I could learn, because there is no books, sources, until unless you are a Buddhist or people who follow Jain. If you read a Jain or Buddhist literature, maybe you could accidentally read or mention some facts about Kalabra dynasty. So they were these non-Aryan people who lived in the southern India. They followed Jains and Buddhists. They spoke Tamil and Prakrit languages. Tamil was the predominant one. So how did the revolt start? During the Sangam age, that is which I have mentioned earlier, that is 3rd century BC to 3rd century, that is 3 to 6th century, make it easier, 3 to 6th century BC. South India was being ruled by early Cholas, Pandyas and Cheras. And Brahmins were enjoying lots of privileges. I'm not saying this, a particular source is saying this. So Brahmins were enjoying lots and lots of privileges. I have said, yes, we know. If you have ever come across any of the old literatures of Tamils, Brahmins occupy an important position. Though they don't belong to Dravidian group or community, they always capture a particular position in all of our stories, histories, and I don't know why. Purely they are Aryans. They are from the northern side. And why do they have a specific position in our Sangam literatures. I don't know in why our devotional stories, even the many of the Shaiva Vaishnava stories, they are the predominant one. I'm not being caste rage, but this is being a question why that particular caste is being over dominant and over read and overwritten over other castes. So that's what my question was, and I think Kalabras also questioned the same thing. So they felt that Brahmins are enjoying a lot of privileges during these three kingdoms, Chera Chola, and Kalabras revolted against this Brahminic supremacy. This source is very bold, yeah. The Kalabra revolt started in 3rd century and lasted till 6th century. That's towards the end of 7th century, so the Pandya king took over. During this period, the Kalabras came together in large numbers and revolted against Chola, Chera, Pandya and Pallavas. Pallavas were between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. They used to capture those things. When they came into power, they executed Brahmins on a larger scale. They banned their customs, ideology, way of living, people not entering into temple, you shouldn't be doing that. So they just simply demolished every ideology of Brahmins. Like collection of taxes from villages to run the temple affairs. I think this is what they have mentioned. They aren't simply collecting taxes, but they used to collect taxes for run the temples, which is not good, right? Kalabras were called evil people by the citizens of Chola, Pandya and kingdoms because of their barbaric attitude towards Brahmins, some of the nobles of royal family. So a text from early Cholas mentions a king named Achyuta Vikranta, who is a Kalabra prince, king, a Kalabra dynasty. He ruled the Chola part, the northern part. He kept Kaveri Bumbatnam, the Puhar, as his capital. So he was a Buddhist. The literature says that he kept all the three princes, Chera prince, Chola and Pandya prince, as a captive. So he was that rude. This was one sources, saying about the attitude of Kalabra king, how it was. And finally, life has to find its own way. Everything is impermanent. Every dynasty has a diminishing point. So finally, the Pandya king, once they have made their own strategies and they made them fall down. So this is what all about Kalabra dynasty. What do you think about this? People don't forget that there is a comment section. You can ask question to me. We can be in conversation. We can communicate. Also have my email ID. Alchemist is in Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to follow. Let me know what you think about Kalabra dynasty. And if you want to know any other dynasty, please ping me up. I hope your dreams, plans, or on platform or online, best wishes for the next coming updates. Thank you so much for being with Alchemist. Keep rocking.